Hello everyone, welcome to our Blu-ray collection video as of January 2020. I wanted to go ahead and do this since I did a similar video last year around this time. And 2019, there's a huge difference now because in 2019 was a great year for finding Blu-rays. It was the first year where we started regularly finding Blu-rays in thrift stores for the same price as DVDs. Used to not find them at all, and then when we did find them, they'd be more expensive. But 2019, we would consistently find Blu-rays, some of them Steelbooks, some of them brand new, in thrift stores, and we were able to, in a single year, knock off about a third of all the Blu-rays on our wish list, plus grab a handful of titles where I didn't really care if I had a Blu-ray or a DVD, I just wanted a copy of, and happened to find the Blu-ray first. So it was a huge year for Blu-rays last year, in lots of different pick-up videos throughout the year. So now we're going to go through all of our Blu-rays as of the beginning of 2020, and we'll start with the imports. A special collector's edition of a Japanese movie that would translate to I Just Want to Hug You. That's the typical English title used for this movie. A sappy romantic drama. I love movies like that. And this I actually got from a surplus store in Canada. But you can see the beautiful snowflakes and things on the cover as the back, the OB strip. And this is just a really nice collector's edition 2-disc Blu-ray set of postcards and things like that. All kinds of things in here. Nice booklet. It's a beautiful collection from Japan. This is the kind of thing that even finding used from a Japanese seller will cost a lot. Blu-rays and DVDs tend to still sell for a lot, even in used condition when you're shipping from Japan, so to find it from Canada, a deluxe edition was great. Also from Japan, probably the coolest in my opinion Blu-ray in our whole collection, this big box set of Volume 1 of Kamen Rider Black RX, the second series with Kamen Rider Black. You had Black and then Black RX. You have this cardboard thing here to keep it filled until you get the other two volumes. One of those, or Volume 1, comes with a big beautiful box set. And then we have the whole first set here in this really nice black. Of course, it goes along with Kamen Rider, so I won't go through every one of the Blu-rays in this much detail, just some of these are really cool box sets. This is probably my favorite thing we have on Blu-ray. From Hong Kong, great 80s action movie, The Inspector Wears Skirts. Great 80s action comedy. From South Korea, we have Dario Argento's Suspiria. I really love this slipcover on this release. It's a really great high quality Blu-ray copy of this movie from Korea. And from Taiwan, we have two Japanese movies, Azumi and Azumi 2. I have the first one just on North American DVD, so I would import these from Taiwan. Really great copies here. Love the cover, especially on number 2, Death or Love. And the last import disc, we have the Japanese Blu-ray release of Wheels on Meals, or as it's known in Japan as Spartan X, Jackie Chan. Continuing on with Jackie Chan, some of my domestic releases, we have a fairly recent Warner Archive release of Mr. Nice Guy, which has the original full cut of the movie. A Jackie Chan 4-movie set, Operation Condor 1 and 2, Project A 1 and 2. 4 really good movies. A Jackie Chan 3-film set, Bleeding Steel, one of his most recent pictures, Dragon Blade, and Skip Trace, which you can skip, trust me. It's pretty awful. Might be Jackie's worst picture overall. But the other two are really good, and it was cool just to get Skip Trace as an extra because I collect Jackie Chan movies, to just kind of have it as an extra release there. Don't have to take up much space on the shelf. A really good Jackie Chan movie, Jackie Chan Blu-ray DVD combo of The Foreigner. Rumble in the Bronx. That was the first Jackie Chan movie I ever saw. The Legend of Drunken Master. It's Drunken Master 2, always called The Legend of Drunken Master here in the States when it's released. The Karate Kid with Jaden Smith. Next up we have a Bruce Lee double feature, The Way of the Dragon and Game of Death. Mortal Kombat. Iceman the Time Traveler with Donnie Yen. Curse of the Golden Flower, an amazing movie. You have to see this if you haven't seen it, with Chow Yun-fat and Gong Li. Great, great. The only Criterion Blu-ray we have so far, Branded to Kill. Another triple feature here. We have Daredevil, Elektra, and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The extended cut of Sucker Punch. Thor. Air Force One. Some Arnold movies here now. Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. Commando. And Jingle All the Way. Die Hard. Really the only Die Hard movie I enjoy. I think this is a fantastic movie. But after this one, the rest are just kind of okay. So this is the only one that I actually own, is the first Die Hard. Pulp Fiction. A big Arnold collection. This got separated on the shelf from the other ones here. A 6-film collection: Total Recall, The Last Stand, Terminator 2, Hercules in New York, Maggie, and Red Heat. Very odd collection, really, because it's some of his newer stuff and some of his classic movies. A very odd mix of movies, but it's pretty cool because there are a bunch of these that I didn't own a copy of at all. Some of those newer ones, The Last Stand and Maggie, and then a couple other ones that I owned but not on Blu-ray, so I kind of got a bunch of movies in one pack. Charlie's Angels. Deep Blue Sea. The Diary of Anne Frank. Ever After with Drew Barrymore. I really love this movie. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The Diamond edition of Chicago. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Les Mis. Shrek the Musical. I really wish there were more Broadway productions released on DVD and Blu-ray. They really just seem to just have audio releases, but because this was amazing. This is really fantastic. I hadn't seen this before. My wife was a big fan. Amanda really loves Broadway stuff in general, and yeah, she really wishes there was more stuff. I got a treatment like this, but Shrek the Musical, great. Actually, after seeing this in full for the first time, I actually kind of prefer this to the actual movie. Speaking of which, we have the anniversary edition of Shrek. Hook. A great classic 90s pick. The original Christmas Classics box set. Yeah, Frosty, Rudolph, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and also includes Frosty Returns. Which is just, yeah, okay. But these first three are real classics that grew up watching every single Christmas. I think these are ones that we owned on VHS, but I almost never watched them because they were always just on TV over and over again around November, December every year. Kubo and the Two Strings. Anastasia. Some more Don Bluth here. We have Anastasia, Fern Gully, and Thumbelina on a triple pack. My Neighbor Totoro. Disney's Aladdin, the real Disney's Aladdin. Pete's Dragon. Snow White. The Great Mouse Detective. Mulan 1 and 2. Mulan is really the one to own on here. 2 is just kind of an extra. And the Diamond Edition of Peter Pan. The 25th Anniversary Edition of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Trading Places. Mrs. Doubtfire. Good Morning Vietnam, the 25th Anniversary Edition. European Vacation, and of course the original National Lampoon's Vacation. '51st Dates. One of those movies that is really good in spite of Adam Sandler instead of because of Adam Sandler. I kind of wish someone else was in that role, and Rob Schneider was not in the movie at all, but overall it's still a fun picture. Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. Some Mel Brooks here with High Anxiety, Spaceballs, and Young Frankenstein. MST3K, the movie. This is a really good movie. It's underrated. I mean, overall it's just kind of a decent episode of the show with a higher budget, but one of the reasons to own this set, definitely the extra features, the behind-the-scenes documentary and everything about the creation of the movie is fascinating, and I think I've watched that probably more times than the actual movie itself. 25th Anniversary Edition of Adventures in Babysitting. Overboard. 25th Anniversary of The Last Starfighter. A lot of 25th anniversaries, because I own a lot of 80s and early 90s movies, and eventually, once Blu-ray started going, they're all hitting their 25th anniversary, so I have a lot of those, and even some more like that on my wish list to get. A triple feature of The Goonies and Gremlins 1 and 2. The Karate Kid. Never-Ending Story. Big Trouble in Little China, the Blu-ray DVD combo pack here. And then the Blu-ray only edition with this special slipcover. The remake of The Fly. John Carpenter's The Thing. Heathers. Revenge of the Nerds. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Howard the Duck. Clue, the movie. Clue is fantastic, and really it just builds up to that ending bit. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Moving on to some more horror here, we have The Exorcist, and this is the extended director's cut. Mixed opinions on that cut of the movie. Some things about it I like, some things I don't. We have George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, the 50th anniversary edition of that. The People Under the Stairs, great movie. We have this also on DVD and Laserdisc because Amanda and I both enjoy it so much. It is unbelievably funny. The Shining, Psycho. The collector's edition of Black Christmas. The original Black Christmas, and not the... we just got the remake on DVD, and I've never seen the whole thing, so I want to watch that remake. I know it's going to be inferior, but now there's a new one that just came out a few months ago in theaters, and is apparently even worse, but this is the really good one if you're looking for Black Christmas, the original one. John Carpenter's Halloween. Sleepaway Camp, the collector's edition Blu-ray DVD combo, one of my favorite horror movies. It is endlessly entertaining. I could watch this thing unlimited number of times. Just moving on into some sci-fi, we have Fantastic Voyage, Logan's Run, Species, 2001: A Space Odyssey, the giant alien anthology pack here. One of those big, nice book-style collector's edition sets with all the alien movies and a whole bunch of extra features. Great artwork, beautiful set. Annihilation, one of my favorite recent sci-fi pictures. Rogue One. This is one that I do also want to pick up the 3D Blu-ray for. Force Awakens. And The Empire Strikes Back Steelbook. This is the only Steelbook that I don't keep with the other Steelbooks, just so I can keep all the Star Wars together, and eventually want to get the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy in the Steelbooks. Blade Runner Final Cut and Blade Runner 2049. The Planet of the Apes Legacy Collection. Forbidden Planet, great edition with a whole lot of special features. My two favorite 70s disaster movies. I really love 70s disaster movies for some reason. I have a lot of them on different formats, but my two favorite ones I do have on Blu-ray: The Towering Inferno and Airport. Airport, the series of diminishing sequels. The first movie is brilliant, and the next two are decent. It just kind of goes down a little bit with each one until you get to the last one, which is barely watchable, but the first one is brilliant, and I just love The Towering Inferno. Black Swan, a must as a fan of Natalie Portman. Grand Hotel. Changeling. The first Rocky, The Graduate, Once Upon a Time in the West. I'm not a huge fan of westerns in general, it's just not a genre I'm into, but this is one of the few that I do enjoy, and also it has Claudia Cardinale in it, so I had to get it. The Warner Archive of The Thin Man. I'd love if the rest of the Thin Man movies got a Warner Archive release, but I really don't see that happening. I'm just happy that at least the first one did. Cleopatra, the infamous and wonderful Elizabeth Taylor version that Amanda says goes on way too long. And I kind of agree, but it's still a marvel to behold. It is fantastic. It is just so elaborate. Sunset Boulevard. The Clairbeau Children of Divorce Blu-ray DVD combo. There needs to be more Clairbeau on Blu-ray. I can't believe there's not so many. Clairbeau movies are either impossible to get a physical release of, or they're just on like DVD-Rs or like really poor quality DVD prints that are worse than what you find on YouTube. There are very few, aside from movies like It and Wings and now Children of Divorce, that actually have really good releases. I really wish more Clairbo movies would get high quality releases like this. And if there are any that you know of, that if you're watching this, if you know of any good silent movie collections even that have some Clairbo pictures, put a mention down below. Let me know what you've seen that has a really good quality release of a movie that Clairbo is in. Son of Kong, North by Northwest, my favorite Alfred Hitchcock picture, and definitely one of my favorite Cary Grant movies, just overall a brilliant film. And easily one of the greatest movies ever made, Casablanca. It's one of the, sometimes some of these greatest movies of all time are a little overrated. This is one that is not. It truly is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Moving on to my Marilyn Monroe collection on Blu-ray. There's actually only one Blu-ray left to have all the Blu-rays that I want of Marilyn Monroe. There's just one that I'm missing, so here we go with Howard Hawks' Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. There's No Business Like Show Business. How to Marry a Millionaire. The Misfits. River of No Return. A 7-Year Itch. In my opinion, the most underrated of her movies, one that just is not talked about ever, just from my experience. But we have Niagara. I actually have 2 copies of that because I really, really love this movie. And this is a really good print of it. It looks fantastic and is a great look at the setting, too, of Niagara Falls. Bus Stop. Probably overall the funniest movie that she's in, and easily one of my 3 favorites, with Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon. Some Like It Hot. I have 2 different ones here. This is the Canadian one with French also, and the American print. Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. We are just missing the 3rd one in this trilogy, these new Planet of the Apes movies. This kind of annoying Blu-ray and DVD collection of Jurassic World. I think maybe it had a cardboard stand that it goes on, but even then, it's cool looking and it's very unique, but sitting on the shelf it tends to roll around. The only music or concert disc that we have so far, Kylie Minogue in 2008. And the only TV season that we have, The X-Files Complete Season 2. There's actually not a ton of TV that I want on Blu-ray. A lot of shows just aren't on Blu-ray at all. I mean, most shows that I like are not on Blu-ray at all. And some of the ones that are, the Blu-rays are actually very poorly remastered or are forced into widescreen when they weren't shot that way. But some are fine, like the Farscape sets I want to get, and the X-Files can be really good. Some documentaries, What We Left Behind, the Deep Space Nine documentary. It's the Backers edition. Went and saw that in theaters. That was a great time. Really, really good documentary. A 3-disc collection of The Men Who Built America. More of the men who financed the building of America, rather. Yeah. The Glacier National Park. And IMAX 3D of To the Arctic and Landscapes of Change. I really like a lot of these nature documentaries I have on Laserdisc and Blu-ray. For some reason those are my 2 preferred formats for those type of things. 1, because I love Laserdisc, and 2, because if they're done well, this one's just kind of okay, but some of these other ones here have really, really amazing picture quality and really good looks at the focus of each one of these documentaries. So this one's here at the beginning of my 3D Blu-rays, which is something that has kind of been phased out, really. I mean, occasionally some stuff comes out on 3D and Blu-ray, but more internationally, not as much in the US, and it tends to be a lot of things like superhero movies and things I don't really care about getting in 3D. Most of the 3D Blu-rays that I want are actually imports, but I have a good chunk of them here. Predator. Look at this beast here. We have the Wizard of Oz, the 75th Anniversary Edition 3D box set. I did a whole unboxing video for this thing. It is a monster. Won't go through the whole thing again here, but it has all kinds of extras, just tons of extra features. The movie has an amazing box set. I'll make sure I link that video in the description, the unboxing of this edition. Jurassic Park. Underworld Awakening. The last Underworld movie also has a 3D release. I'm looking to grab that. Warcraft. This is... oh my god, Amanda suffered through this movie with me too. This was a random pickup. American Mummy. I like movies with mummies, and so does Amanda, and it has a cool cover, and it was in 2D and 3D, and it has, you know, both a Blu-ray and a DVD. It's like, okay, I grabbed this for just a couple bucks. This is horrible. It is a terrible movie. For me, it fell into that category of so bad it's good. Like, I was laughing at how horrible it was the whole way through. Amanda does not agree. She found it to be unbearable. But this is one, I think, with the right atmosphere, and if you have the right sense of humor, this is the kind of thing that would be on, like, Mystery Science Theater. It's a horrible, horrible movie. I still have to check out the 3D and see what that's like. I bet that's going to even add to the hilarity. Avatar. If I'm going to get a 3D movie, it's got to be Avatar. I mean, say what you will about the actual writing and storytelling of Sci-fi Ferngully, Dances with Wolves, Blue Smurfs, whatever you want to call it. It is a gorgeous film and is still one of the best examples of 3D technology used well, not just as a gimmick. So visually it's still astounding. And I'm actually looking forward to the sequels. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Some more Marvel superhero stuff, as that will take us into the Steelbooks then, and just about at the end here. We have the first Deadpool. Still don't have a copy of Deadpool 2. We saw it in theaters and loved it. Still haven't picked up a copy. We do have the first X-Men. X2, X-Men United. We have all the X-Men movies on DVD, and then the majority of them, X-Men The Last Stand, on Blu-ray. So we're just about done with X-Men movies. The Wolverine. I think the only thing we need still is Logan. X-Men First Class. And then we have all the X-Men movies either on Blu-ray and DVD or just DVD or whatever. We have Days of Future Past, the Rogue Cut. I love the look of this cover. Just that shimmery red is just beautiful. It goes well with the artwork here. And then the Steelbook of X-Men Apocalypse. Some guilty pleasure action movie favorites of mine. We have Tomb Raider and The Cradle of Life. Really beautiful Steelbooks, Blu-ray DVD combo as well. Arrival. Batman Returns, still my favorite Batman movie overall. Taxi Driver. Mothra, this is a pretty recent pickup with this cool slipcover. Total Recall, very mixed. This is the Colin Farrell one. Very mixed opinions on this movie. There's some stuff that I really liked about it, some stuff I didn't. It doesn't hold a candle to the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, but it's still pretty cool. And this is a really great copy here. There's the Steelbook, obviously, and then has a lot of extra features and 3-disc collection, so Really good set. Ghostbusters, Stephen King's It, the original TV miniseries with Tim Curry. Galaxy Quest, oh, we just got this very recently. Fantastic movie. One of my 3 favorite Steelbooks, definitely. I love this collection here. The Mummy Ultimate Collection, the Brendan Fraser Collection. Also includes the Scorpion King. Just a really cool collection. I don't like how the discs are stacked in here, but other than that, it's a beautiful Steelbook. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. And we also picked up the more recent David Harbour Hellboy. Very bizarre movie. Then Hellboy 2, we're just looking for the original Hellboy on Blu-ray. Leon the Professional. The only Luc Besson film I can say that I really enjoy. The majority of his films I just kind of like, oh, that was alright. I like some things about it, but yeah, I definitely love this movie. Great Steelbook edition. Evil Dead Steelbook. Just looking for the Evil Dead 2 on Steelbook, and that'll be it for me for the Evil Dead on Blu-ray, because then we also have the Evil Dead 2 25th Anniversary Edition, another one of those 25th Anniversary, and these special features are amazing. If you can find this edition, it's great. There are so many hours of extra features to watch if you really love these movies. And the last one here, and then we are done with the Blu-ray collection. We have The Breakfast Club on one of these VHS style cases. There was a whole series of these on Blu-ray, mostly 80s movies and a couple of 90s ones that were given a retro look from a VHS style case, and it really worked in my favor too, because I actually found this at a thrift store in with the VHS, and it was like half price day, and I think they're normally $1, so I paid 50 cents for it. So this is a pretty cool idea. I can definitely see some people wanting to collect the whole series of this. I'm not really into it enough for that, but it's cool to have this one interesting, unique Blu-ray copy of The Breakfast Club, great 80s movie. So that is finally the end here of our Blu-ray collection as of the beginning of 2020. It exploded last year, and again, I said right around a third of all the Blu-rays that we found in a single year, which is great, and plus a couple more on the side. So here's to 2020. I'll see you sometime around the beginning of 2021. Hopefully I'll do another one of these, and we'll see how the collection looks by then.